So I'm a bit of a movie critic, right? I'm usually able to get movies, if you know what I mean. This one, I don't have a goddamn clue. Hi, I'm Zach, and welcome to Not Great Just Terrible, the show where we take a massive steaming dump on terrible movies from the not-so-distant past. Today we're taking a look at Jupiter Ascending, a space opera.
Wait, space opera? Are you sure?
That's what the Wikipedia page says. Anyways, a space opera that was released in 2015. And this is by far the most confusing, most nonsensical film I've ever seen in my entire life. So the movie starts out with some narrated backstory about our main character's parents. There's some weird pregnancy-related scenes, which are suddenly interrupted by a completely unexplained robbery where the father gets shot for no real reason and dies. So the mother leaves for America while very pregnant, and midway across the Atlantic, our main character is born. So yeah, characters. There's Planetoid, Wolfie Tatum, Sean Bean, Oedipus Rex, the nice one, and Mommy Killer. Oh, and all these assholes as well. I've reviewed movies with way too many characters before, but come on, this is just getting ridiculous. Anyways, Saturn is selling her eggs, but then random aliens show up and attack her, and she's saved by Wolfie. There's an excessively long sky chase scene, they blow up a bit of Chicago, and then they meet up with Sean Bean and discover Mars is some sort of royalty because apparently bees recognize royalty? So it turns out the human race was planted on Earth after the alien humans killed off the dinosaurs. Apparently genetic material is some sort of important space commodity, so Mommy Killer is going to kill all humans and harvest Earth's genetic material. Venus is captured and taken to the one nice alien, and then they try to claim her apparent inheritance and save the Earth, or something. So they arrive at the home of the intergalactic bureaucracy. There's a sequence which I think was meant to be funny, but just came off as dumb and unnecessary, and then they're captured by Oedipus Rex. Oh yeah, it turns out Mercury is an exact genetic match for his mother, but that doesn't stop him from really wanting to bang her. Wolfie is spaced, but survives and manages to object to the wedding that's now happening for some reason. Neptune just wants to go home, but it turns out her family was captured and taken hostage by Mommy Killer. So they drop by his refinery inside Jupiter, hostage negotiation fails, and as Mommy Killer is about to add to his body count, Wolfie crashes the party and also crashes the refinery. So Pluto, wait shit, that's not a planet anymore, has to escape a collapsing refinery, but Mommy Killer tries to kill a clone of his mommy or something like that. I'm still really f***ing confused how this whole relationship works. She wins their little fight, he falls to his death, and with Wolfie's help, she escapes the refinery. She then returns to her life on Earth, but with the pink slip to the planet stored away for future use or something. Also, she's now dating Winged Wolfie. Fun. I'm just gonna be straight up. This movie is terrible. Like, it looks pretty, but everything else is just varying degrees of crap. For starters, the story makes no sense. I was stuck in a perpetual state of, what the f*** is going on? It felt less like a story and more like a way to justify the expensive action scenes scattered throughout the film. And even these go on for way too long and contribute almost nothing. It seriously took me until a solid 2/3 of the way through the movie to realize why the f*** they were after Jupiter. And for a movie that's literally named after her, that's really not a good sign. The characters are poorly developed in general, to the point where I was actually mixing them up when I started writing this review, and had to f***ing Google who was who. The two alien brothers just seem to be the same person. One's a bit rapey, the other is a bit murdery, but they're two sides of the same coin. We also kept getting introduced to new concepts seemingly at random. My big clue for when this happened was when something was unexpectedly capitalized in the subtitles, and even then, it wouldn't be explained until much later, or sometimes not at all. I have never been this baffled by a film. Speaking to you as an engineering student, I can honestly say that differential f***ing equations makes more sense than this cinematic cluster f***. And this movie was not cheap. It had a budget of $200 million, which would probably be enough to buy an entire Midwestern town. It's an outright achievement to spend that much money on a film and end up with something this bad. Somehow they managed to make $184 million in the box office, which is honestly quite a bit more than I expected, but that's still an overall loss. The only slightly good thing about them flushing that much money down the toilet is that this movie came out as a really nicely polished turd. It's obvious that so much effort was put into this thing, and honestly, if I'd worked on this film, I would have been genuinely disappointed when I saw the results. This was made by some talented artists, but this movie was a total waste of their time. I have a lot of respect for the people who put their heart and soul into making movies, and it's honestly sad when all their hard work and dedication is put into a pile of garbage like this. Jupiter Ascending proves yet again that you need more than just fat wads of cash to make a good film. Without good story and compelling characters, a film is just going to fail. So do I recommend you watch this film? God no, this movie is awful. It's honestly 2 hours of straight up filler. There is zero substance here, and it does absolutely nothing to justify its existence. There is no reason for anyone to waste 2 hours of their life watching this, when you could be watching literally anything else instead. I know I say this a lot, but that's because I genuinely mean it. There's so many great movies out there. Please, pick one of them instead. Anyways, I've been Zach, and this has been Not Great, Just Terrible. Thank you for watching. And if you like what we're doing here, it would mean a lot if you subscribe to the channel. I'll be doing a new review every couple of weeks, so stay tuned for more. We've also got a growing back catalog of not great, not terrible reviews, if you need something to watch in the meantime. And if you have suggestions for your favorite mediocre movies you'd like to see me review, please feel free to leave them down below in the comments. Except for you, Script Guru. You've lost your suggestion privileges for the next few weeks.